For any learner undertaking any teacher training course, and in particular Level 301 education training, it's imperative that you are involved in the assessment process with your learners. This is important, so you have to set realistic dates and targets. Not all learners can achieve the qualification in 5 days, so you need to consult with your learners and set SMART goals for achievement. An induction or any discussion, in fact, will allow you to discover any issues that may need to be discussed and resolved. And this could be a lack of transportation, access, communication, particular learning needs, language, bilingualism, physical disabilities, lack of information, and shift patterns. You need to find out if there's anything you can do to make the assessment process a positive one. All my learners get anxious with the micro-teach in a Level 301 education and training, as they feel that they are unsure whether they can do it or simply just don't have the confidence to do so. Therefore, you need to be able to put your learners' fears to bed, or to help encourage your learners from continuing with the program if they feel demotivated. You might find out some learners may not actually have access to a computer or even computer equipment, and therefore may need resources posted out to them. They may even need help to get hold of a laptop for them to complete their studies, or even an assistance of just how to turn a computer on. If your learners reveal a learning disability such as dyslexia, you may want to try and give them additional help. You might want to assign a study partner or give them extra time to complete their course. We could even help them to use voice recognition software so they wouldn't need to write all the answers down, and they could even type them and use a spell checker. So when planning your assessments, you should always start with the end in mind. And for the Level 301 education training, we always start with planning our micro-teach session. We highlight how we're going to achieve the learning outcomes, looking at the subject being delivered. The learners we need to help us, and how we are going to deliver the session, whether this is in the classroom, online, or recorded by the learner. Knowing the answer to these means that we can then start planning towards our sessions and identifying which steps we need to achieve at given intervals to remain on track. When teaching, we need to involve our learners at the commencement of the program by asking them if they have any prior knowledge or skills of the subject as part of the initial assessment. So I do this in the Level 301 education training, as we either have learners with no experience teaching or learners who are currently teaching. Just by knowing this, we could potentially use the learners' current work placements and session plans to use for the assessment, saving them time from having to duplicate it again. Also helps us to pitch our delivery at the learner's current level. So if you pitch the training too low, learners will lose interest. And again, if you pitch the training too high, learners will get lost and then they'll lose interest as well. So in this way, we can draw and build upon their experiences throughout the session, and end by involving our learners by using a quiz or other activity as formative assessment.